Oh man, Dub.
Yep, we're here.
Golly.
We're getting to it.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna turn this ringer off.
So,
Shameless plug.
a serious question. When's the last time we sat and talked for more than an hour?
For more than an hour?
Yeah.
Does that include business? Then no.
Yeah, it can include business. I still don't think we've talked for an hour.
No, not even.
And if it's about business, it's about like a topic. So like, really sat and talked.
You know. No, last time was when I came up here to see the whole shit.
And it was business.
Yeah. So I say, you know, if I had to guess a mate with a good number, like 7.
7 years, not weeks.
No, years. In between, always chopping it up, but not.
No, we chop it up.
Not one of these. Not one of the.
Nah, it's been a long time, bro.
Bunch of old stories.
This is ridiculous, actually. Yeah, this is.
It's been a minute. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
See,
bro.
It don't feel like it though, because we still chop it up. So I don't have to talk to somebody every day to be like. It's like, all right, we'll talk when we're ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those type of, like you just kind of feel it out type of thing.
Yeah. Well, you've always been like, you know, some people get worked up or emotional about not, you know, speaking to somebody or what's going on or whatever. And like, those are the best relationships and you've always been like this. Those are the best relationships where you're busy. Everybody's busy and doing what they're doing.
If I can't really pick up with you, like it was shit. If I can't pick up where I left off kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I naturally do that. Like I shouldn't feel no type. If something catches up in some extreme, yeah, we might talk like hospital, whatever the case may be. But if I don't do that, I still feel the same.
Yeah.
I literally pick up right where I left off.
Yeah. I mean, you've always been like a workhorse, bro. And like, you know, I don't even think I've talked to you as long as I've known you and as much as we were around each other. I don't even think I've talked to you about your history, your past, like your thoughts. What brought, you know what I'm saying? And listen, this is what it's, you can share whatever it is you want to share.
That's a lot.
No, I know it's a lot.
When it comes to that specific, because I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's gonna get me up there. And
we're gonna go.
He's gonna dig like not like a Nardwar.
No.
I'm
not like a Nardwar, bro.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's not nothing that he may not know already. So
I think there's a lot that I don't know. I think I know what's on the surface.
I was thinking about it too. I'm like, you know what? We know the same shit, but I was always watching.
You got to
think about it. Your perspective, even out of everybody though.
Yeah.
Like you're either running, you're either getting tickets, you're picking up a text, you're talking to the DJ, you're doing that. So you were there, but you were never there.
Yeah. I was in my own little world. Yeah.
Regardless, and we filled you in on shit, but like we all saw how things got to that point. You saw when it got to that point.
Yeah.
Whether it was an argument, whether it was something good, whatever the case was.
Yeah.
You didn't see to there because you're over here, you were jumping on bars and doing everything else. So we're in the crowd doing this and that, and it was different.
Yeah, that was. You know, it's crazy because that's the dopest thing about what the whole bxxb thing was, because it came together so random. Yeah, like, it came together so random, bro. Like, do you even know how bxxb started?
No.
Do you know where like bxxb came from?
No. You gotta remember when I came in was like after, I guess, rookie season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I came.
We picked you up. You were a free agent, bro.
Yeah, but the way it was,
and you had options.
That's the thing. When I came there,
you had options.
All right, man, we're gonna do that. So here's what happened. When I came there originally, I pulled up because of Trife.
Yeah. I remember that.
But then at that point, I came down there. And I didn't know it was just gonna be like a buffet of artists. Pause. I don't know how people take it, so I gotta pause. But so I'm like, all right, they doing this, that, blah, blah, blah. But at that time, it was weird. I think I had just had my daughter. She was probably like a year old, if that. Cause it's been a minute. She's about to be 12.
Damn.
It's been a minute.
Damn.
I met her when she was like 8 months.
Oh.
She's about to be 12 this year. I just thought about that.
That's
I remember around that time, and I remember that time specifically because of that. And then
God,
what else?
12.
So I came down there. Look, when I came down there, I ain't gonna hold you. I was in like a real. I wouldn't even say. Yeah, I was in a darker place. If I think if we're talking about like 10 years ago type shit before I started running around, I was in a way darker place, and I had seen that. Like I'm a very conscious person. You know what I'm saying? So like. like I was already there, and it. I ain't gonna say it was specific. I don't even know.
The basement had a darkness to it. It was just, as energetic and lively as it was. It had a darkness.
Creativity in that darkness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody was in pain down there.
Some of the best music came out of it because of it.
Period. Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
So that was the thing, bro. I'd go to sleep down there and wake up and do a verse. You know
what I
mean? Like literally fall asleep, being cooked, go in the back. Like, all right, wake me up at like 2, 3, because I already knew what it was. If you're waiting for your turn, you're gonna be there till like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. for real. And that's coming at 9.
And you were waiting. Everybody was waiting.
But then every time I was just writing. Like I heard I'm like, all right, wait. I'm like, all right, not yet. All right, let me go take a nap. Wake up, take a nap. Record like 3:30, 4 a.m.
Yeah, bro, that was a wild experience.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So then when I came there, it seemed to be like, it's just the energy was different, and I wanted more. I don't know. It was just the vibe, bro. I was fucking with it. Like, it felt good. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything else, I feel like I was already used to everything else at that same point.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting perspective.
Like a switch in my brain when I heard certain shit. I'm like, oh, they having fun.
Well, we didn't come from it, right? So we were outsiders.
Yeah.
You know, like I was I was signed to Wonder.
Yeah.
Right? So like that's what it was. And you know, the couple years before we really like locked in, bro, it was like I was a fly on the wall. I was figuring so much out. Like everybody knew I could rap, but I hadn't scratched the surface of artistry. We did Airplay the Group. That was a year or two. You know what I mean? Like we did a bunch of stuff. And then it wasn't until I started to really like find the confidence. It was like a combination of confidence and eagerness, because I was still lacking some confidence. I think more confidence came as time went on, but it wasn't until like I got eager and was like, yo, I got to prove something, that I started to do stuff. And I had already been with Tommy. Tommy was, you know, my hype man for a couple of years. And to go into the bxxb thing, the reason that we even started, like Tommy and I, obviously is my closest cousin, you know, age-wise, life. I mean, he, you know, it's like a brother to me.
Yeah.
I went to him because I didn't do art. I'm artistic, but I never did art. You know what I mean? So I went to him. I was like, "Yo,
Tommy's super creative,
bro." And he was always the person I turned to for anything like that, especially at that time. You know what I mean? And I went to him. I was like, "Yo," so silly, bro. I was like, "Yo, the B's and the X's in my name look like death eyes and headphones if I put the 2 B's outside the X's. Can you drop some T-shirts for me? I think that's dope."
Yeah.
Right? And that was it. And we made like 2 or 3 sweatshirts. I even have one still, like 2 or 3 crew necks. And from there, it kind of just became like bxxb, the crew. And then Tommy, I'll never forget, one day we were at the basement and Tommy was just like, we were coming like, what is BX? If we're going to run with this, like it can't just be bxxb because the B's and the X's from Robbie Max. Like, and Tommy was like, belief beyond belief.
Yeah.
And it was like the infinity symbol in the middle.
Yeah.
And you know, like I just have the tat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that's fire, bro. And then like it kind of just trickled from there, because Richie had eventually come into the mix. Ryan was in the mix as a manager.
I didn't even give a fuck when I came in.
No, I know. I'm just giving.
Once I heard, no. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about. I'm like, yo, why wouldn't I ask what something stood for? Now that I'm looking back in hindsight, but everything was just so natural.
It was what it was.
It was organic.
It was what it was.
I'm like, shit, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
They got their energies crazy. Why would they run with something that's like demonic or
you know
what I mean?
No, we weren't.
Or stood for something wild. I'm like, so I never really questioned it.
Yeah, we kind of just created our own little thing, bro, and it was crazy because the people that got involved over time, I feel like those were the people that were looking for something outside of. They were looking for something that, yes, we were all like, there was 30 of us, you know, that were in a studio, but that they were looking for their own certain kind of vibe and energy. And I do think it was the right people that came into the camp just by default, and it kind of fell together the way it was supposed to, through vibing with each other.
And everybody was different.
Everybody was different.
Everybody was a certain uniqueness to them, whether it was whatever you're doing outside, even wasn't production, artwork, this and that. Everybody had something. They all brought something to the table.
Yeah, bro. It was really cool, aspect, man. Well, let me ask you this. So, like, before we even get into all of that, like, I don't really even know your history prior to that when it came to music, your creativity. All right, so I know what I do know is you're ex-military, correct?
Yeah.
All right. How many years did you serve?
Marines. 5.
5 years.
Yeah, it was like 5 or some change, but at the end got a little nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, more so paperwork wise and everything. I kind of fell out of. It was a lot. It's weird with the military because it's a lot to explain, yo. Because like, all right, I had a reserve contract, right? Initially, that's why I signed up in high school and everything was peaceful, so I really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. At that time, everything was peaceful.
Yeah. But then literally I went to boot camp during 9/11. So once I did that, I thought it was like a weird ass joke on September 11th because there's no at that time in fucking what was that 01? There was no extra shit like now. I guess they got all types of shit in there now.
Yeah,
Facebook, this and that. You couldn't communicate like that back then.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm making it sound like it's the 40s and shit. But
no, but it's true.
In
bro.
01, you couldn't do that.
Bro,
like,
100%.
you got a phone call maybe, I don't even know, once a month or some shit like that. So there was no TVs nowhere outside world.
Yeah.
So when you think of something that would be impossible, as far as like people hitting the buildings with planes.
Yeah.
I thought it was like some sick military initiation.
Yeah.
Type of thing, because I'm far from patriotic. I don't care, I'll say it. I learned to be that way as far as caring for everything else, but it wasn't like I'm joining in to go in America.
Yeah, that wasn't what it was.
That's not
was it something to do? Were you like looking for purpose?
The offer of just being able to travel, do certain things and still go to like school while I'll be here. Because when I did sign up for the reserve thing, I wanted to go to school and stay here, try everything else. But then once we got into boot camp and this and that, 9/11 happened, thought it was fake. But it wasn't. Ended up finding out. They took us all downstairs into like this main area, showed everybody on TV, this and that, in the newspapers and this and that. So it was cool. And then they activated my contract. So after that, everything switched. So long story short, I ended up doing those first couple years active duty. But I don't know if it's like that with every military group. Once I got out of there, I kind of tried to wipe my mind of everything. But every 3 years, they switched to change of command. So once I came back, I had done all this shit at 19. You know what I mean? Like I had racks of ribbons. I still got them in the house to look at them every now and then. But you got guys who are way above you in ranking that it kind of, everything just gets belittled at that point. It didn't matter. So it was hard. It was really hard for me to go from like just being, I don't know, bro.
Well, like from military to like life.
This is a weird thing. This is why I never was out like I was when I was with y'all. Because I was trying to wait to be. I could talk now, bro. You would have asked me before, I'd been tearing up already. And that's what's like. I'm proud of that now. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. That's so weird. But like fucking around that time, like even then, bro, I was nuts. At that point when I met you guys, I was out of my mind. Like, bro, suicidal. Like beyond the pill shit. Drinking and taking pills, then sleeping, then waking up, then pills. Then I didn't even realize how much because you're not to the point where I don't know. That was like the only thing I had. Like at that point,
you trying to like numb the
yeah. Between all that, but just the energy of being around y'all was like, all right. But periodically, when I just wouldn't do shit or this and that, or like at that time I had mad music and shit going on, but I always have these spurts of these depressive moments where I just stop. You know what I'm saying? But then when I create for like 4 months hard.
Yeah, you go.
I'll do everything. I'll be in like a manic state of just doing everything. If I get tired of writing, I'll do this. If I get tired of drawing, I'll do this. If I get
Is that your way of keeping, like, you need to keep busy?
Oh yeah, it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah,
it definitely is. I realize that now because
you know where your mind can go. You know,
yeah. I like idle time is not good for me.
Yeah, but I got you.
But my kids fill in my idle time.
Oh,
you
man.
still need the time to yourself.
Nah, kids
but it's like
turn a switch.
Shit.
Kids
like,
flip a switch.
They come in, like the craziest thing now. He just lost a tooth, man, and he looks like a fiend, and it kills me every time I see him. I love it, man, because I know he's gonna grow out of that, and I'm not gonna see. But he just lost that shit last week, and he's walking around looking like a smooth crackhead. I love him. Every time he smiles, like, dang, how you got? I'm like, hey, okay, I go to the store. I'm like, yeah, man,
that's amazing.
Whatever, that's $1, man, but it's dope.
Oh God.
So yeah, back then that shit was nuts, bro.
Damn,
beyond
dude.
crazy, bro. I was nuts.
So up until that point, up until we met, you were almost like trying to figure it out how to almost get back to, what was it, being yourself? Was it like, what were you searching for?
Bro, you gotta realize that first fucking, you go in there, and then I tried to be slick and not really take for people who are watching this or who gonna watch this, take that ASVAB test seriously, because I didn't care about none of that. So I did some bullshit, got a low score. The only 2 jobs I could go for was like a cook or infantry in the reserves though. So see how my brain's working? So in the reserves, I could do that. I could go on the weekends, maybe shoot a gun or 2 and go home. And I didn't take the test seriously at all. Like I fell asleep for a little bit. Woke up and he was like, yo, it's fine. Don't worry, motherfucker got me a fries and a milkshake. I'm like, oh, all right. I didn't care that time.
Yeah. Until. Yeah.
So then once they activated me, the job I picked was infantry, which I was playing around at first. But then once I got in there, everything switched. I had to turn that shit on. And then
you had no choice, right?
Yeah,
Like,
bro, it's retarded. You go over there. Oh, sorry, the word.
Nah,
Everything's changed. I know. They're going to catch me.
how old are you?
They're going to get me. You're right. Yeah.
You still didn't say your age.
So fucking
Military in 2001.
Yeah, man, put it together. Shit. Like I skipped the high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that whole point of going there, doing infantry shit. You're talking about kicking indoors, like doing everything that goes against ethically who I am. You know what I'm saying? And then I got fucking separated at first. Yo, it was wild. Because somebody gonna try to catch me later on, so I'll tell you now. So at that point, I was shook of leaving. Once they said Iraq, I got to that point, and then I was smoking this and that, and I ended up popping on the piss test right before we got shipped out. So I had a choice to either stay and get a NJP, which is probably one of the worst things you can get, and get discharged from at that point. I can't even think of what it is right now. I'm cooked. Dishonorable, maybe at that point, or go to Iraq and possibly die with my boys and this and that. So I'm like, all right, I'll go die with these guys. You know what I'm saying? Overtaking the punishment. I just wasn't gonna do that. I had grew a bond with these dudes. Like I was honor grad in infantry school, which is like you got 500 other recruits going against you, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I won out of everybody certain things. So I was a command leader, this and that. So once I got over there, my brain was already tuned in. And one of my boys that was there with me, he had crossed over and we went to the same unit and this and that. So I chose to go. But then once I came back, bro, they don't take care of you like that. You come back, they put all of us, the whole battalion, in like one room. Somebody walked in like, yo, you guys good? All right. And nobody's really going to be the one to be like, feel weird.
Wow, dude.
But there's no real debriefing to kind of adjust you back to society or whatever, a transitional period. There is none. So you're back in it.
That's a shame, man.
Yeah, so I came back. That's what I'm saying. Between music and, of course, other shit, drugs, running around, this and that, support system, I've always been there.
Who was your biggest support? Who was your biggest support system when you came back? Like, was there certain people that were in your corner? Were there certain outlets that you had that like kept you as good of a place as you could be?
The only thing that balanced me was my kid's mom.
Wow.
Yeah, Andrew's the only thing. When it comes to that balance.
Wow.
And the thing is, she didn't even realize who I was. But it was like a Beauty and the Beast thing, because I'm like, and it was just this person who's like,
she gave you a calm. Calm.
Yeah. Bro.
She's awesome, man.
Whole different person around her, like night and fucking day. Like I don't even think she realizes. She's seen me get angry in the house here and there, but like I couldn't even imagine being that type of person. Like the things it would take me to get to that point is you might have to like spit in my face. Maybe not even no more. I'm like,
I don't know if I'd ever want to see you.
Not like my kid or something.
No, I don't know if I'd ever want to see.
You're not. There's no way to. It's like so unreachable. Like the person I had to be over there, bro. I don't even. It's surreal.
Yeah.
Because I can't see myself doing that. But when you're in more of a survival type of mode, you don't really give a fuck about none of that. So, that's the thing. My bad. We were going. So once I did pop on this test, right? They didn't kick me out. They sent me to another group of people I don't know, bro.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to war with them. So they sent me to Harrisburg.
Where's Harrisburg is?
Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
Do you know what part of Pennsylvania that is?
I could guess.
Kidding me?
He said
kidding me? What? Okay, put it this way. Out of a battalion of, let's say 400 something, there were 8 minorities.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Were there not a lot of minorities in the military at that time, or did they usually?
No, it depends on where you.
It depends on where you.
Yeah, Harrisburg, PA is Harrisburg, I guess.
So is it people from like that area that would be stationed there typically?
No, not essentially, but I think demographically, like just those certain areas,
kind of
attract more people. Like my unit up here was more black and Latin and a couple whites here and there. It was all this. Whatever you see in there, it kind of breaks up to think
more of a
like,
melting pot.
Think of like a high school lunchroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So wherever you are in that area, 9 out of 10, that's what it's gonna be. Somebody's not gonna come from 3 states out to join that type. You know what I mean?
Got you.
But then jobs do dictate where you go and blah, 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 so forth. Yeah, so they sent me over there with them, man, and I was going extra hard because I was with them. So now somebody dropped like a spot of ink in a bowl of milk, okay, and they're trying to get it out. But it keeps leaking out the spoon here and there. So like it was like weird, bro. The whole time, it doesn't make sense.
How long were you in Harrisburg?
No, I wasn't in Harrisburg. They shipped me with that unit. I just met up with them at like the airport. I never got to know them dudes. I just met up with them and they were like, "You're attached to this."
How long was your deployment?
5 months.
At the beginning
in
Iraq.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Ooh.
So from March 1st, 2003 to 5 months, whatever. Math, do the math. Yeah.
With people
So
you don't know.
Nah, this shit was crazy. Like I got some shit. That's what I'm saying. Once I really get to sit down and do this movie shit, bro, whole nother perspective. Because I've done it.
Is that how you want to? Is that how you want to tell your story?
Film wise, yeah. Because music is different, but visually, like, it's crazy. Like, because certain things, like I watched a million of these things to the point I had to stop. I'm like, this shit's just.
Yeah.
But then now I see it to kind of like fact check and see what I know from my perspective. So like, what's that sniper movie?
With the one with that Chris Kyle.
Or something like that. I don't want to say his name wrong. I think it is it American Sniper?
American Sniper.
That's pretty much.
Bradley Cooper plays him?
Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty accurate when it comes to certain, not from a sniper perspective, but
from what it was like.
Yeah, the layout and everything like that. Everything else seems weird. I haven't been in those parts of Iraq. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that movie right there, that captured that the most to me.
The feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, man.
But yeah, once I get to that point where I could do that and this and that and make the music behind it, because music's cool. I release it every now and then, but it's not like a big enough release for me to feel like, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I can tell you have it.
And then I'm different. Like when it comes to military, all right, like I've really like had to tie people up. I really had to kick down doors. I really had to do other things. You know what I mean? So it's weird when I walk in the room, if it was like 10 military dudes in here, I probably wouldn't even say a fucking thing. If somebody really asked me like, yo, why are you standing there? You act like you're in the military. I'm like, oh yeah, I was in the Marines. But I won't say nothing.
Yeah, you don't really talk. That's why I don't know. You never really talked about it. I know it. I knew it. I know it. I think I mean to laugh, but it was kind of funny. What was the moment where who wore your jacket?
Oh my God.
And it was like kind of disrespectful, right? Was it? It's like not supposed to be like, you don't do that.
It was Keith.
Of course it was Keith.
Yeah. It was ATL.
In Atlanta, that's right. Yeah.
What it was too, it was
for drip.
Yeah. But
with that said, it's not. It was fire.
Yeah,
it looked fire.
It's dope.
But
you make that work. Like that might be a stage that could, but I don't know. But by that time, I had grew so much hatred that I didn't care.
Yeah,
I really didn't. It was like I did all that. It ends up being like pieces of metal on my jacket, and my brain just had a. That's how you look back. Yeah, really. Yeah, after a while, bro, you have to seek out your own help when you get back. You gotta remember, I'm 20 years old. I went from this to that to being super, like, I don't even know violence the word. It's different.
Angry?
Because you could be violent and be this and that, like, just I was just a monster. Yo.
But you never really, not outwardly though. Or were you?
No.
Like sort of self-sabotaging?
Yeah. But then coming from over there to there, I was just so bent up that it didn't even make sense at times. Like random shit, yo. And I was still doing the same things. I know, like now I do like little shit, like sit and face the door when we go out to eat. Little things like that. But before I was like sleeping with one boot on, this
ready
and that.
To go.
Yeah, I was nuts. It was nuts.
Damn.
But you never noticed when we went out of town, I was always the first one awake. Every time. I'd be up at like 5 in the morning, bro.
I don't know if I do.
No, we went to Toronto. We went to AC.
Remember, I was in my own world.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
You said it like
you just
10 minutes ago.
Fucking floating in the orb over everyone. It's just,
I had my own shit.
Yeah, every time we went OT, bro, AC, Toronto, all that other shit.
Wow.
Not AC. The A3C. Then went to Toronto.
Wait.
We'll get to that. So
it's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest nights of my life.
Epic. I'm doing a whole movie about that too.
That was one of the greatest nights of my life.
I have so much to like do.
Wow,
it's great.
And you know what's cool is that you really. It's great to have creative. Like the one thing is, and that's I think the thing that drives me nuts too is not having a creative outlet or feeling like I don't have a creative outlet. Like I can do it, right? But because it's been 7 years since what I was so accustomed to doing, like so focused, artist, stage shows, bro. It's like it's hard. It's a lot, but to have the outlet, to know that I can take thought or take creativity, and I'm sure you can relate to this, and it's pretty much what you're saying is like to take thought, to take creativity, and figure out how to paint that picture in a way that isn't with an emotion like angry, or it's not coming out in any negative way. It's like you're feeling it when you're creating it. You're feeling when you're sharing it with the world. You are, and that's probably why people are taking to it the way that they are taking to it, because you're putting you're putting something into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing, if it's not real, it's weird. It can work out. You can be a great storyteller, but when it's personal with anything, I feel like
it's different.
It works with every it's just form of entertainment.
By default, different, bro. Like it's like there's a lot of I listen to all different types of music, but like, my sister and I, for instance, will exchange American Idol moments or X Factor moments or like America's Got Talent moments of like the people that come from the Midwest, for instance, or came from nothing, and they go out on that stage and they have a story about this, or they're so unaware of their potential, but it's so pure. Like whatever they're giving off is so pure. The voice comes out. It's like there is no overthinking. They're just being, and it's usually
nothing like that.
There is nothing like that, bro.
You can't fake that shit.
And you know it. It's the weirdest thing because you feel it.
Yeah.
You feel. I wish that was recognized more than a lot of the bullshit.
Oh, now but it's too.
I think it's coming back, man. I do. I think it's starting to turn. I do. I have, and maybe it's just because
it's turning, but it's a slow.
Let it be a slow turn, bro. I want to be a part of that. I don't care. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Period.
It's definitely changing.
Period. That's it. Like I'm so over, bro. Like very much so. It's not to say I can't be entertained by something or be like, yo, that's a banger, or like, yo, great movie. That's not the point.
Just a microwave type.
I'm talking about what do I want to fill my mind with? What do I want to be a part of? Real, bro. Like at this point, curtains, bro. Like open them up. We're talking like real. Stop hiding. Yeah. Stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. It's like overwhelming.
All right, so
like too many skeletons.
We go to military because
Oh yeah.
We go from the military. Let's go. All right, military. You come out.
Military. Come out.
What made you? When did you find out you could? Because I knew you as a rapper. Like somebody could spit. Like you were always rapping.
Nah, I mean bullshit freestyling in high school, and then once I came home, I had all my peoples that were already doing music. So I kind of just hopped right into what they were doing already, and I've known them since Man Night. I've known them since I was 15 or 14 when I moved over there, something like that. So they were always doing talent shows, this and that. So I was kind of just always around. Me and him would rock on the side, me doing whatever random shit. And I think at that time was M was out heavy. Yeah,
M was what, like 99? Was it some shitty LP?
2000.
I think some shit LP was 99, and Marshall Mathers LP was like 2001.
Yeah, that and then G and that whole era.
Was he your favorite rapper? It's okay to say it.
I don't know. It was till I started dissecting like Lil Wayne more.
So those are my two favorite rappers.
I feel like Weezy's.
I think Weezy's the greatest hip.
Top. Yeah, when I think everybody go kill me for that.
No,
but
that's why?
I don't know. Just Weez, like between not all the extras, but like bar for bar. I don't know, Wayne's so authentic. Wayne and M.
Wayne and M are, so we're on the same page, period. And I don't think we ever even talked about that. Wayne and M, obviously, I mean, kind of by default, as a white rapper, M is extremely influential. Yeah. You know, Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP completely changed my life. Like the way I looked at music, listened to music. I was a big Blink 182 head. I was a big, pop punk. I listened to a lot of stuff my older cousins listened to, Beck, Offspring, like. Yeah. And it wasn't until Eminem that I was like really introduced to hip hop. It's not to say I didn't listen to it, but Eminem, it was cool. Listen, as a white guy, it's obviously cool. Yeah. And he was very, very dope and very talented.
Too. It's not like he's just he was tough. Something they're making like a gimmicky white boy. No, he was tough. He can't be fucking shit up. So that's what it was too. It wasn't that he was just a white boy rapper.
He was the best. Had that. He was the best rapper.
Vanilla Ice was fucking. He wasn't M.
I mean, that's what we had for a long time, dude.
But you know that's not like M.
Ice Ice Baby's a banger, but
no one even recognized him as being there.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Like M was like first white rapper,
best.
Like nothing else mattered before. You're crazy.
Yeah, there's
the bar he set.
The bar he set. I think that there were some that were like, oh my God, dude, like there really aren't. Marky Mark. Yeah. Like he was in Mark Wahlberg. He was early, and it's not. But he was. That was still at the tail end of that.
Yeah, none that made a stain.
No, like that was at the tail end of that sound of hip hop.
Then all of them just emerged.
Everybody
between Asher, between Machine Gun.
Yeah, Machine Gun was great. It was Mac Miller, bro. Mac Miller.
But Mac is very
YouTube. Mac.
Okay, you know what? I'd say Mac. If I had to put any two top. Mac and M, only because they're subjective to a whole nother between his soulful sound and M just like it's a walking dictionary on top of putting shit together, but he still has a feel for everything. He can still
M was I think it's undeniable.
Yeah, his creativity's crazy. If you just gonna say that because he's white at this point. If you don't fuck with him, that's crazy.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's annoying. But if that's not your style of music, I get it. But at the same point, you can't say he don't got it.
That's ridiculous.
I hate that argument. I don't care if you don't like him, that's fine. But don't say he's not tough.
All right, you put 50 people out in the street and all of them are rapping and he's one of them. You're gonna be like, yo, that guy?
You're not doing that. You're just gonna be like, yo, come on, I need a feature.
Correct.
Less than 4 minutes.
The music was for the time. Like the music was definitely, he has bangers. That music that he was putting out was much more the time.
Yeah.
You know, it was storytelling.
Yeah, that shit will never fly now.
No, it's not the same. And he's not what he once was either. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of times what happens with artists. Like I mean, he can still rap, but
you're growing.
And when you're in that hungry stage, when you're on the come up, it's a very different thing. It's super authentic and it's super real. And then
being in pain, bro.
Yeah, the industry comes in and this comes in and that comes in, and then you're dealing with the drugs and the alcohol and the late nights and the partying and all the bullshit that comes from it. Like it's a lot. It's headsy. It's hard to stay within yourself and be like,
no, it's a lot.
Yeah,
you're definitely two different people.
But I do agree, Wayne. I would say here, Wayne's mixtape days. That little, like, what was it, 2000? I want to say it was like 2006 to 2009, 10.
Yeah, whatever 3-year run it was.
It's the greatest run I remember.
Phenomenal.
Him and M honestly might have the best, but that one, the mixtape days, what he was doing in those mixtapes, I'll never forget coming home from high school and LimeWire, LimeWire, right? And because he dropped so much music, you could go search every day and find something new. Yeah. Like every day, bro. Every day you heard it, you found a new, and it wasn't like as accessible, right? So you had to like dig and find and this and that, and you'd hear something and be like, oh, and then you go back to the next day and you tell your boys, be like, yo, you haven't heard this Wayne verse, bro.
Yeah.
Best punchline, in my opinion, best punchline rapper, the swag. He was so unique. And everything you see today, everything.
It stems off Wayne.
Everything. Yeah. The diamonds in the diamond grill, the face tats, the rock star rapper, all of it, the dreads, bro, like all of it.
Yeah, full all around.
There's no Thug in my opinion. There's no Future in my opinion. There's no Migos in my opinion. Not without Wayne. Nope. He basically.
No, he definitely walked. He did into that.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to. I want to get back into
Oh yeah, so did all that. So I was rocking with them once I came back, early 20s, and everything was just so dark. Like everything, and it's like we were a bunch of loners in a group, but everybody had their own shit with them. You know what I'm saying? Mine just happened military shit and other life shit going on, but everybody had something going on with them, and we all just came together and it was like trauma bonding.
Yeah.
But through music, you know what I'm saying? And we were doing what we doing, and they really held me together. Like I don't even realize who I'd be without them with that release.
And who's them?
That release. Just my whole team.
Okay.
Yeah, Marksman, everybody else that I kind of came across, bro. I've been across mad different like cliques and shit. Like a lot.
Were they all in the same area? Were you moving around? Were you pretty much where you?
Nah, we were in the same area a little bit. I'd say just all around Essex County, put it that way.
Okay.
So between us, one being here in this town, one being EO, one being Newark, and then we end up having got an apartment together, started rocking together for a little bit. That just didn't work out. Everybody's doing this and that and running around. So that I tried at that point. And that might have been around the time too when I kind of met you. I can't even remember. I think I was, because I was chopping up, coming home with certain shit like records, this and that. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Like it was a different vibe, bro.
Yeah.
It's completely different. So when I came over there, it was like a stress reliever because what's Trife? You saw?
How'd you meet Trife? Like, how did that connect?
I see through cutting, but then it's weird because him and Five, I know Five since like high school.
Is he from? Where's he from?
I don't even know no more.
I don't think I ever knew that.
I don't even know.
Is he Jersey? He's from Jersey?
Yeah.
He's not from the city?
No, but always out there running around. I don't know what niggas do. I don't know where they from.
I don't think I ever really even thought to ask.
No, because I know him and Trife was always.
That makes sense though, because that would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense though. Okay.
But then honestly, it's probably just through cutting. Like I couldn't tell you organic like how. But I think that was like through cutting hair. After a while, I did music. They did music. Blah blah blah. End up going down there.
I love Trife.
Yeah. Trife is dope.
I really do, bro.
Trife is dope.
I have had some really good conversations with him even in the last 7 years, dude. And
yeah, Trife always working.
He's
He be in the most random spots you always expect.
Yeah.
You're really looking at
yeah.
oh, shit,
He just always keeps it very real with me, and like, and he's very passionate, and like reminds me of who I am at times that I need it. It's like he's very timely.
Yeah.
For me, he's very timely, and it always was rooted in like it's always felt very genuine.
Yeah,
you know, like I never felt he was sugarcoating shit.
He's not going.
No, and to be like a white boy from Westwood, honest, and now that I mean we've known each other for years, but like to be a white boy from Westwood and for him to do this and dude, because in that's like the most random shit ever. If you actually know where he comes from and where I come, if you actually look at
but
that,
the type of dynamic, but him knowing who you were beyond the music and everything, it fit. It made sense. It was still
so dope, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody down there was still. I can't say nobody was bullshit. Like everybody was genuine.
Yeah, everybody was genuine. They were who they were.
Whether they were dope or not. So then
yep.
That's what kind of made everybody rock with each other. I feel like so. Of course,
it was a wild crew.
Yeah, it was a lot of. It was different.
It was like 20, at least 20 of us.
Yeah,
at least between the bxxb camp, the TMG camp, the Airplay camp.
Yeah. Producers and all that.
Producers, and then all the people that would funnel in and out. The basement was, I felt like, obviously being in it for the amount of years that I was, like, you know, I feel like it was so normal. It was my normal.
Yeah.
But I would watch a lot of artists, like a lot of the artists in New Jersey, a lot of the poppin' artists in New Jersey that would come in and like they wanted that. Yeah. They wanted that energy.
Yeah.
You know, and Wonder. I mean, Wonder being Wonder, like, you know. Yeah. Everybody knew what he would do from a production standpoint, songwriting standpoint. You know what I mean? Yeah, like we had such a good thing, bro. Like if we were really, if we actually knew.
But that's the thing too. I feel like everybody was too talented to give a fuck.
Do you think that the not giving a fuck is why we had the success we had, or do you think the fact that it was so loose was the reason we didn't?
Both, because nobody wanted to have that one person to play. That was like, all right, business. This is.
Yeah, man. I look back.
Like business came and everybody's business. I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of people were business minded, knew how to do this and that. But I think there were no major. Like this is what needs to be done. It was always said we took each other seriously. Not that, but somebody outside of the basement that should have been there and solely. You know what I'm saying?
I
think
cannot agree more.
Yeah, it was just too much to not control.
There's too many creatives doing business.
Yeah,
and and to do business, we needed to be much more buttoned up and polished. Like I started to feel it towards the back end of the bxxb run. Yeah. That's what hurt so much. Is I really feel like we had come a long way, and we got to a point where we were so we were really locked in. The shows were a certain way, the energy was a certain way. We had certain people playing certain positions. Like, you know, Ryan was fantastic at staying on top of shit, bro. Like he was so good at being.
Yeah, no, he's real.
He was so good at playing that role.
Sharp with everything on point.
Yeah, man. Like he really kept things. I get daily morning emails reminding me. He'd be blasting my phone after one of my nights, you know, and be like, "Get the fuck," you know, like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? He was on my shit.
Yeah.
And but everybody played that, and again, I think.
But then too, once I came into, I was kind of feeling out what everybody was doing, and even going to the shows and this and that. So I'm sitting there, literally seeing what made sense, and it just made sense at that point too, because I think you just had more shit going on at that point too. I didn't want to come in and be part of anything. I'm like, not really. I'm here just rocking, do a feature too. Oh, what are they doing over there? All right. Like the energy is different.
Yeah. Well, at that time, it's funny, man. Like watching the growth.
It was seeing the structure too. Like I knew
we had structure.
I knew 2 6 was the manager.
But we had daily, we had weekly meetings.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, this is something I want because it's where I want to be business wise. I'm like, all right, you know what? If I'm gonna take this serious, structurally, this look like it makes sense. This and that. Even being on stage and say, yo, what the fuck was it, yo? I remember when I kind of knew this nigga, but I didn't, man. I wanted to kill this motherfucker. So we're on stage. Was it Webster Hall, yo? I don't know, whatever.
Was it one of the big shows?
It was one of them.
Was it Sammy Adams show?
I don't fucking know. But I remember 2 6 coming up, and I kind of walked out somewhere, and this guy grabbed me by my arm like a toddler. It was like a who, like a who. It's like, yo, you gotta get out. You gotta move over type of.
It's probably Ryan.
No. I know he was in work mode, but at the time, like, yo, what the fuck is going on right now?
It had to have been the Sammy Adams show because he did that with a few people. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of people on stage.
Yeah, I remember he had, I don't know, some little button-up shirt, and that's when he had the Mortal Kombat dreads.
He did have the Mortal Kombat dreads. He had the shape up, but it was like he had the shaved. I thought it was the most.
Different. It was dope.
It was dope.
It was his own.
It was his
shit.
thing.
It worked. It definitely worked. That's what I'm saying. He fit that role in every aspect. I think everything was there.
Ryan came into my life, man.
Just that structure, bro. That's it.
It's so random. All of it is so random. Like Ryan coming into the picture. Ryan was friends with Ryan played football with one of my close friends from here at Rhode Island. And I got introduced to Ryan, I believe through JT, through my buddy JT, who had nothing to do with music.
Yeah.
It was just like, I think it was either he introduced him to me or it just turned out that they were mutual friends and it became closer because of that. I forget. I really don't remember. But I remember Ryan coming to the basement, and I do remember saying to Ryan, like, it was something along the lines of he wanted to manage. And I said, I like, if you're going to do this, like, I need somebody who.
Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop. And not going to lie, those, whatever it is I said.
Yeah.
He did them.
Those slots,
he filled those slots really, really well, bro. Like, really well.
Yeah, no, he's on top of shit. That's one thing I say. He's definitely everywhere at once. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was like almost like schizophrenic. He was like scattered, so crazy. Like he would move so quick and fast or whatever. But like, let me tell you, I don't even think I knew what Ryan was to me. And the Ryan thing kills me, bro. Like it really bothers me to my core. Like it really, really, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Because there's no.
It's a lot. It's a lot, bro. It's not like.
No, it really bothers me, bro. Like he was one of my best friends, let alone, he cared about me in ways that a lot of people didn't, and Ryan put all of his energy into the Robbie Max is going to be a superstar, lottery ticket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All of it. And what's so unfortunate about the Ryan situation, I want to get back into the whole, like, all of it, but like, this is like this one is a thing, bro. And when I talked to Richie last time, when Richie was on, and it started to come out, like, I have not talked to anybody about.
No, that's what I'm saying. We literally just like, all right, that's it. Close the show. Like,
it's so weird.
It was
bro.
like a movie just ended, and the fucking. You ever see how the cleanup crews just walk in?
Yeah,
and then it was just
with a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
with a cliffhanger. Like,
that was it.
No,
like, is there going to be another season? Or is it?
That was the worst ending ever.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Waiting for the credits to see some extra shit. Like, no,
it was crazy, bro. And it was so disconnected at that point.
So I get it. But you need that time because. Honestly, if you didn't get to the point you are now, that conversation might not have been as healthy.
Well, nobody knows this. I'll tell you this because I don't even know if you know this. So, what the break was never supposed to be. It's just the truth of the matter is, I'm an extreme empath. Like, I care about people.
Yeah.
Like, even throughout all,
I get it.
Even throughout all the meetings and stuff. Like, as much as it was about me, I wanted everybody to also focus on themselves. And if one person went and popped off, like, I was very genuine about that because I'm good. I'm going to be good. I never didn't think I was not going to do my thing or rock out.
Yeah.
It was more or less like, how do I inspire everybody to vicariously through me, knowing that, okay, there's weight on my shoulders for sure, but I wanted everybody to also get what they wanted out of their own thing. You know what I mean? So when we stopped, like, the reason that when I say I'm an empath is because I didn't feel like it was, I could have put my foot down and been like, yo, we're back. Like, no, trust me again. And like, let's go and blah, blah, blah. I didn't feel it. The thing that we were talking about, how dope it was, I didn't feel that.
Yeah.
It did not feel right.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Right. And all the layers of life, getting, married and whatever. But like 2.5 months later, me, Richie, and Ryan did sit down. So we sat down in Fort Lee at a spot, and just to kind of catch up and see, like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And that's where Richie said to me, hey, listen, I think I want to pursue the DJ thing. And when he was the first one to say it. And at the time, Ryan might have even called the meeting because I think Ryan was, he had a plan. Ryan knew what he wanted to do and wanted, what's that? Yeah. So Ryan had a plan, right, in his mind. I think Ryan had 2.5 months to think, and he put together what he wanted.
Scheme.
Yeah, not like in any like.
No. He just thought about what made sense for him.
Correct. And but I wasn't aware of what it was going to be. I didn't know this at all, right? And so when we went into it, like, Richie said he wanted to be a DJ. And that made sense, and just because what Richie did for so long, like it was actually it is proven now, like it was passion.
I mean, he was the hype man playing the records.
He was such an entertainer, bro.
Same thing.
It made a lot of sense, and if you're gonna, there's no more of the Robbie Max doing what Robbie Max was doing, and what are you gonna pick? Richie wasn't gonna go. I've heard him rap. Yeah, that ain't it. He's much, I love him, but he picked the right DJ. He picked the right lane.
Yeah, Richie's definitely fire ass DJ.
He's a phenomenal DJ, but he's a phenomenal entertainer, and that's what made him a great DJ. Like he learned how to be a great DJ, but he's a great entertainer. He's a phenomenal entertainer.
Yeah, because if you could be a crazy ass hype man and you can actually play records,
yeah.
So now you're hyping up the crowd while you're spinning.
And he's seasoned.
It's the same shit.
He's seasoned. He had a mic in his hand for 4 years, like rocking out on big stages, and had to hold. I'm a crazy entertainer, right? So like. He
definitely got the energy.
He matched it and then some, bro. There was days he picked me up, But Ryan goes and says, yeah, I think I want to be an artist.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, it threw me.
Yeah.
Like it came out of left field for me. Came out of left field. But I said, bro, honestly, if that's what you want to do, however I can help, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Like, I'll help you. And I didn't really help him because we didn't really talk much after that, but I do remember I was kind of pissed off. There was a moment I was pissed off. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. I've never shared this either. And it bothered me. And I don't want to say the story wrong, so I'm going to leave it at, I don't remember if I reached out and I was told no, or if I was reached out and never responded to. I forget. I genuinely forget.
Yeah.
But Ryan fielded all of the emails for years. That's promoters. That's everything. And I remember asking to have access to that so that I can get back to doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think no response.
It has to be. I'd be shocked if he told me no.
Yeah.
But I don't even think he knew how to respond to it. I think it was better to keep it cold.
Yeah,
but at the time, bro, at the time, it fucking bothered me because, and I never made a stink of it. Like I nothing. I let it go. I was like, you know what? Chalk it up. At the very least, he wants to be an artist. Go. Like, here's a bunch of whatever it is your plan is. Go ahead and run it up. Like, honestly, But I was bothered because at the same time, it's not like we couldn't share those emails or to have a conversation to figure out what could we. If you want to be an artist, I can still be an artist. That was my thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That really, at one point, that I was never salty. There was a little bit of a moment there. I was salty. I was pissed.
Okay. Yeah, because after all that too, it's still, regardless of everything, those are relationships you built.
He was hurt, bro.
You should have access to relationships.
If he knows, of course, I should have access, bro. Like, period.
Yeah,
like there is no, I don't have access to every show that we fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you know how hard I work to that. Bro. No, I'm not saying Ryan didn't. I would put it this way. I never would have not given him access.
Yeah.
If Ryan said to me, I want to be an artist, and said, yo, I don't want to manage anymore.
Yeah, it was just a hard break, man.
I think it was a hard break, bro.
It was a hard break.
He was hurt.
A slam on the brakes with no seatbelt on and just flying right out the windshield. For him, more so.
No doubt.
Everybody else, I felt like, all right, we could have got out the car, figured stuff out. But for him sitting passenger was a lot, I feel like. And maybe, I think he just didn't know how to talk about it. But then we never sat down and addressed it like, all right, this, or even between you and him. So I think that but that shit's utter shock. I mean, of course, that shit's shock. But now with the list and everything, it's like, how do I make this motherfucker feel like I feel?
Mm-hmm.
He needs something again.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's nothing else to it. So I think that would be the only reason.
But I'm not,
he knows he would have gave you that, but it was just.
There's no doubt in my mind.
He might have never seen it, too. Let's not leave that off the table.
I don't believe that. Ryan on his phone, bro.
I know.
Ryan on his phone
I'm just
at that time.
I'm just saying, everything's an option until it's not.
No, I'm not. Well, the reason I didn't jump to conclude.
He didn't respond.
No, I didn't
he's not
jump.
Say no, he loves you. So he didn't respond.
It is one of the hardest. There's so much that's happened in the last 7 years that I don't obviously, my wife, my kid, like I have a kid, like there's so much where it's, but that one, I mean, all you guys, right? But like, you're right. I didn't have to talk to you guys the same way that I feel like me and Ryan have to talk.
Yeah.
Like for us, and we've seen each other. I've seen everybody. I've talked to everybody. He's the only one who I haven't had a conversation with. And like Jen, I think I saw him one time one time I saw him, and it was like in passing. I forget what it was. He was like, but I hope one day, bro. Like I definitely want to, because I love that. I love him, bro. He did a lot for me, and I know I did a lot for him. And there's no reason that it's been so long. Like,
yeah, when you really see it for what it is, it just turns into petty. But then too, it depends on his perspective.
That's what I just want to understand, which is a blessing because some people don't have. Like, we had 9 healthy embryo. Talking IVF now. Coming back in with IVF. Yeah, we had 6 girls and 3 boys, and we told the doctor to pick the healthiest one, the highest graded one, and we get a letter home, and it was like, it's a boy. I was like, ah.
It's so weird. It's like I feel like I matured to a point where I'm glad I had kids at the age I did.
Yeah.
But then it's like, damn, if I would have had them earlier, I don't know where I'd be. Because they really helped me focus. Like, outside of the parenting.
Yeah, for you,
like,
you
had.
Okay,
I don't got time. I got to go create. But now it's a block. It's like, all right, I got 3 hours to go record. I'm going in there and slamming shit. Before it's like, no, I got to.
I couldn't have done it.
8 hours, 10 hours. I couldn't have done
See,
that.
but you did all I know you of is doing it with kids.
Yeah.
So I know for me, I never, it would have been impossible.
Yeah.
Me and Jen are so different.
Yeah.
And
no way.
It would have been impossible. And we didn't live together. Yeah. So it never would have worked.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I brought this for you. Because I figured you're the one person with this resume.
Is it still Kwanzaa? What's going on? Yep. We're doing it. We're doing it. It's official dad.
Yeah, dude, I've made like 5 of them.
Destination dad.
Wow.
I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna find something.
Yeah, you find something. You're a flap rim wearing ass, so I figured that was a good one for you.
Like that. That works.
But yeah, dude, like, so kids, man. I don't think I could have done it. I don't think it would have. I mean, I couldn't do marriage and do it the same way.
I mean, just the drive they give you. Not even as far as parenting. I would have been shitty pops.
You wouldn't have been the father age.
Yeah, like to break down the dynamic and being like emotionally intelligent and all this other shit and really see like, hell no, it would have been, no, do this, whatever the case may be. I wouldn't have been able to raise a fucking great all around human being. I feel like I'm there now. Like, I watch everything between. He's crossing his legs at the table. You know, don't do that, because when you go to school, you go do that. Where you go, and I'll take my time to explain. Before it'd have been like, no, this and that, or whatever, or not even pay attention to it, just being fried and dealing with my own demons. And so it's that aspect of it. But when I leave now to get something done, bro, I get it done. It's like, damn, I got to make time for this. He got sports or whatever the case may be. I got to run back and forth. I know I still got to have some type of energy and act like I'm enjoying everything. Yeah. Before I was numb. Really numb going through the motions. Like, I feel like my son was kind of my second chance to like really raise the child and like give more into it. Like, my daughter, she went through everything with me. Yeah. At like the darkest moments, crying.
Thankfully, she was young.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, I see it in the characters. This kid's a spoiled brat. Everything's a joke. Everything's happy. She's locked in, she's serious, she don't know you, she barely talks, this and that, she's creative, she draws, but she's a funny ass person on the low, you just gotta know her. Yeah. I'm like, damn, that's kind of like me. It's the weirdest thing. But with her, we have such a bond that's just different. She's always took care of me. Had surgeries, she's sitting there cleaning my wounds up and shit. Wow. So she's like, nothing, like, she falls, get back up. That was my heavy Marine. Yeah, she got it. She got that. Yeah. She got that, dad. Yeah, so it's different. This guy is like sitting here punching me in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fun dad.
It's different. Yeah, it's different.
So, what are your? Let me ask you this, man. Like, because I know you've kept working, you've kept doing like a million things. Since we were around each other, the way we were around each other, like you direct movies, write movies, act in movies and films. You make music. What are some of the projects that you're super excited about? Like, what do you got? Like, what do you have going on today?
Now that makes sense.
What are you working on? Like, what
now with mainly, and I'm gearing towards it now. It's a big ask, but I think I'm gonna do it. So as far as filming like a small mini series in the summer, because I want to that's where I want to be. Honestly, that movie space between the, like, when I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier. I just didn't. I just ended up falling into it. Like, I did mad random shit, bro, with the acting school real quick. That was in between the times with y'all. Did that real quick. I did a Hamilton audition real quick. Like, everything I've touched on, but that creative movie space is where I want to be, as far as like the set design is like, to me, like graffiti and putting something together, and then I'm fucking sitting there working on the cuts and then just writing the script and seeing the layout. But to see all that play out and then do the soundtrack, it's like, yo, I'm doing everything I want one.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. But what they're doing up here with Lionsgate coming down here and then Netflix building a campus in Monmouth, and it's like, yo, if I could get a good-ass resume to the point, because they're going to outsource to
of course,
see what's going on in the area, tri-state, whatever. So it's like, I kind of want to be in that space. But now the miniseries in the summer, probably got like, honestly now, about 6 mixtapes done. That's already full of music that I've been sitting on, and I'm going through it a couple months ago. I'm like, I gotta get the shit out. Because I can't even do original music the way I want to, because I'm doing it. I got an original project with my man Goody we're putting out soon, and it's pretty crazy, but I can't do nothing else without that. It's just a personal thing. Everybody's like, oh, why don't you promote it? I'm like, y'all just gotta get out. I don't even care what happened with it.
Yeah.
Like SoundCloud shit, this and that, but it's just, I gotta get it off, because it's some shit.
Yeah, you put it out. Let it fly, bro.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at now, and it's so it's a Die Empty series. But I was watching some shit on the gram, same thing like what you say about just inspired when you heard that, and it was Jazzy Jeff, and he was talking about dying empty, and as far as like just die with nothing creatively left in you. You know what I mean? So I'm at that point now. Now it's like, oh, all right.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
actually.
so I'm naming the whole series like that, and I got pretty much one for like every month for like the next 6 months. Type of thing. So I'm just gonna put them shits out, and I've done so much within. And this is like, we're talking about like 6 years worth of recording, 7 years of shit, and me finding records. So it's like, I got those points where I'm talking about women, then I got those points where I'm talking about this and that. So I found a way to make everything cohesive. So I've taken all female tracks from like 5 years and put them on one tape.
Oh, dope.
But yeah, bro. I didn't even think I knew I had that much shit, but I didn't know I had that much shit, because we're critical of what we're doing.
Yeah,
so once I played it back and then listened to it again, I'm like, this is actually all right.
Wow.
But compared to what's going on, and
well,
shit,
you're so,
it's different, bro. It's different. And now where I'm at is like, it doesn't even make sense.
You were the one. You were the one that I had to deliver. Like where I knew I could rap, because I knew I could rap, and I was pretty confident I could out rap almost like most people, right?
But then when I came in, that's all I was doing.
Rapping.
I wasn't making music.
Well, you go to the basement, you make music.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, like you go to the basement, you make music.
And that's what intrigued me, because I'm like, oh, I'm about to go in here and just bar to death. Yeah, like, no, it's not.
No, it wasn't a bar thing. I'll never forget.
Everybody, even when they were doing just bar shit, it was still.
You were barring shit on records.
Yeah. Like,
that's wonder, though, bro. That's that family. There's something in that blood, dude. They're like,
it's like so many untapped, like, I'm not even going to say, I'll say, I don't know. I can't say Grammy or Billboard.
No.
Just
to this day,
Universal Records.
To this day, I've been around a lot of talented producers, and I'm not putting anybody down, because I'm talking very, very talented producers. What I've watched Wonder do, and how he can adapt and create in ways
he's a chameleon.
He is the most talented, top to bottom. You need something done, you're gonna get, and he has a certain way.
That's why I would deal with it. Because I saw.
That's why everybody,
I'd have to wait
bro.
till like 4:15. It's like, and it'd be weird. He'd be about to head out, and he'd be cooking something up. He's like, you guys.
Bro, do you remember why we made Pretty Thing? Do you remember why we made Pretty Thing?
Yeah. It's one of those.
Do you wonder? So let me tell you. I'll tell you some, bro.
Like, I think he's the best creative, though, because when he's sitting there,
when he made City, I'll never forget,
banging out everything, and then once he gets a moment to himself, it's like when he's crazy, because everybody's
bro.
The room's a little quieter, this and that. He's walking around doing whatever, whether he's eating, drinking, or doing whatever the case may be. But then
he spread himself too thin.
Yeah,
he spread himself too thin.
Yeah. So once all that shit left,
Wonder
fell
is
asleep or went home. He got crazy.
Wonder's one of those people. He could be 50 years old and it won't matter, because he's that. It's the music.
Yeah, and then
right?
Playing the instruments and all that shit.
Bro, he's different. I'll never forget, we left the studio one of those late nights, bro, 4 o'clock in the morning, fried. And we come back the next day, and he presses play, and it's City of Gods. Yeah. And it's City of Gods, bro. And when I heard City of Gods, I said, wait, you did this when? Yeah. In the last 4 hours? When you were alone. Yeah. He needed to be alone more. He 100% did. He put too much on his shoulders. He carried the weight of everybody. And I think
everybody expected something from him. Okay.
Everybody. So when
I know that was a lot of weight to feel like one. you're pretty much the GOAT down here when it comes to.
Well, he's the GOAT. He was the GOAT, period. Everybody knew it. There wasn't a person who didn't know it. I don't care what camp you came from. I don't care what you were doing. Everybody wanted a piece of Wonder. And so when you started to feel that and know that, like, bro, I was the only signed artist to Wonder. I knew I was in creatively the best hands there is. And so I had to play my role. We had to play our role to build something because we had that.
Yeah, because you knew it was going to come.
We were good.
It's like your time's going to come. Just let this get out the way, do that. Because that's the one thing he never was not willing to work with anybody.
No.
Like, he's just like that much of a, like, motherfucker just want to create.
But that started
it came to a point where it was like,
that started my disconnect though. Now. That started my disconnect though. I'm going to tell you something. When we had our nights, right? Everybody at the studio, when we had our late nights, I had a break and the break almost killed me. Like legitimately almost killed me. Hospital, thought I died, no joke, woke up, heart tired, like felt my heart tired. And it shifted everything for me, bro. Like a wake up call, thankful to be on earth, straight up. And I'll never forget, I used to tell Wonder, I call him and be like, yo, I can't do the late nights, bro. I just can't. Can you please be there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And I'll never forget one day in particular, I get to the studio. I don't blame him for this. It's not about that. It was like, because I wasn't the only person. Where it was at the time troublesome was I was the only signed artist. So I felt the need. I felt like I deserved that time, right? But it is what it is, and I understood what he was going through and how many people he was trying to help, bro. Like to a fault, you know what I mean? But from a good place. That's why I can give him the benefit of the doubt. But bro, I'll never forget. I pulled up at 4 o'clock. I was sitting outside of the basement until 7, waiting for the door to open. Never happened, right? And it killed me. That's what got me and B close. Is I needed somewhere to go, and B was not one of those people that was late nights and yada yada yada. He would stay up, but he was a homebody. You know, when do you need me? Wasn't overly saturated. That's why me and B clicked the way that we clicked, because I'd go over to B's and he became the most reliable producer engineer that I was around. Even if I brought Wonder Records over there, he was especially engineer.
No, that's what ended up happening with me.
I think most of us. Yeah.
And I didn't want that space after a while. It was like, all right, I want to actually get this done. I don't need 10 people in here.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. I just don't want to look over it.
It was a lot, bro.
Yeah, I look over somebody rolling up. I look over somebody sleep. I look over this and that. Blah,
How
blah,
can you?
Somebody's texting. They doing this and that. I'm a real people. I don't do that now. I might have a couple people in the studio if we're creating together, semi, but I don't even do that now. I don't care for it. So I didn't even realize I didn't care for it till I didn't have it. And I was in B's crib. I'm like, oh shit, this is peaceful. I'm coming here. I'm just coming to record.
It was peaceful.
Yeah.
So talented, and brought a whole new sound out of all of us too, because he's a different kind of producer, you know, and we could still go to Wonder and be like, yo, can you lay down like a bass line on this? You know what I mean? Like, can you do this for us? But I remember going through all of that with Wonder, bouncing over to B and being with B a lot. And I remember the feeling, bro. It's like part of what the whole thing that we went through. I can explain it, and I kind of did with Richie, you know, but I'm just going to reiterate it. But like, what was happening was that moment that I told you about, that I woke up and I was like, I thought I died. Yeah. I was convinced I was dying. And that's when things kicked up. And so one of those random nights that I actually got Wonder, I will never forget how disheartened I was prior to making Pretty Thing. I'm going to tell you why. I finally got Wonder in the studio. He promised me that we were going to have that session. And all I wanted to do was make records. Yeah. And he comes in and he tells me, yo, I got to go shoot out. I got to go do something, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You know, and he was busy. I didn't see it the same way then, right? But like, I finally had it, what I thought was the night, and he stepped away. And he played me like 10 beats. And he played me the Dry Bones Pretty Thing. Yeah. Dry Bones. Like, we wound up reproducing it and all this shit, but like, it was Dry Bones. And he even told me, because I took to it, because I knew what it was. I had a thing about, I was like, oh, it's really, really dope. Because we wrote it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I was like, yo, really, really dope, you know? And he says to me, don't touch that one though. And I'm like, but, you know, and I would worship the ground that he walked on at the time, right? And so like, nah. And we went through like 3 records. I'm like, I don't fucking, you know, no. Like, yo, just pull that fucking beat up, bro. Yeah. And we start writing, and it was, she come out in a late night, hey, hey, hey. And it was the dopest part. It was me, you.
That was the thing, too, because he'd have so much crack, but then the artists he would work with, they wouldn't come or they wouldn't deliver this and that. So he always had fucking
He had bangers.
Leftovers that aren't leftovers.
Those hard drives are worth,
that's the thing, too.
to this day,
You would pull them records up, and you'd be like, yo, what the fuck is this? Because every producer has that secret vault or whatever, but
bro, there was not. There's secret
all his
vaults.
Shit is like that, yeah. All his shit was like that.
Vaults, bro. I go through records with Wonder that I have.
Yeah, any concept I really brought to him, he captured that shit. I can honestly say.
Always when he could give you that time, bro. He's wild, bro. I think Wonder, like, he's another person who I cannot wait to have.
He's an isolated person.
He should be more than he is. He should be more than he is, and I can't wait to sit and talk. He's another one I've talked about.
But you see that in spurts, though.
Huh?
You'll see that in spurts.
In spurts,
even on the gram when he's playing guitar by himself or this and that. So it's like that. I'm even looking at him like, yeah,
I think more now. He's probably more in his bag now.
Sure,
yeah,
got a daughter and everything. So
yeah,
he's
different focus.
He's definitely different.
Different focus.
Yeah, you can see he's different.
A lot less weight on his shoulders, bro. He had a lot of people around him that were banking on him. He was the producer for everybody. Yeah. It'd be like, he made a dope beat. Wow, that's like, okay, well, yeah, I didn't expect that because you just wanted, when you had a taste of what Wonder did, it was very difficult to go backwards. Yeah. You know, it was very difficult because, and that's
that too. He was making all the producers around him better because it's not like everybody wasn't going crazy.
No. I listen to Wheezy records right now, and I'm like, oh my God, Wonder influence. I listen to melodies that I do now, all of my melodies, everything that I think of musically. So like when I went to the basement, bro, when I met John in college. Do you know this stuff? How I met John? So I was a junior in college, third year in college. I wasn't actually a junior, but I was a third year in college, and I didn't take I think it was a writing class, and Ja was a freshman at Montclair State, and so I'm the only upperclassman in the class. So I fucking got to take this class, you know what I mean, right? And so the teacher did an icebreaker, and this is when I had 4 songs on MySpace, right? And so they were like, "What's your name? What do you do? You know, what was something you did in the summer or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, my name is Max, and I make music. I put songs on MySpace." I swear to God, bro, Jaws with the dreads whips around, and he goes, "Oh, word?" And I was like, "Yeah." We left that class walking side by side, and we're together every day for months, and he kept telling me, he's like, "You gotta meet my brother, you gotta meet my brother." And then we used to get into his car, bro, his old Cavalier, bro. We get in his car, and his glove compartment never closed. So I'd be in his front seat, we smoking like a Black and Mild or whatever, and the thing would be on my fucking lap all the time, right? We'd be champing our Black and Milds on it, right? And he puts in a CD, and it was 3 records. It was Cold Motherfucker, which I don't know if you remember these records, but Cold Motherfucker, and I was like, oh my God. And there was another one, and it was Celebrate, which was on the Different World album. And Celebrate, I could not believe what I was listening to. Mind you, I never met anybody who made music like that. I only rapped in ciphers and just entertained people. I heard that, and I was waiting for the day. I lied. He's telling me about Wonder. He played something. We go to the basement. He introduces me to Wonder. And he plays me the 3 records. And Wonder at the fucking soundboard, like head down, just nonchalantly playing me records. And I'm listening to Celebrate, and I was like, holy shit. And then we burnt the CD, and I had the records for a minute. And I remember begging him, bro, for years begging him, I need Celebrate. Never would do it. And it wasn't until we had a little bit like momentum that the record could be something, you know, that he gave it to me. And we threw on, like, I forget who was on that record, like Wonder and Ray.
That threw me off though when I seen that Ja was rocking too. I thought he was just a producer.
Ja,
I heard him rap. Like,
Ja's crazy, bro.
Like, what the fuck is going on? So, like, everybody was doing. I feel like everybody was double dipping too in between. Like, because even Wonder would record. Bro. I thought he just produced. And once he gets on there, he's singing and this and that,
bro.
So everybody was. It was just a super.
It was the crazy. So before I met you, right? Before I met you, I spent 2 years like a fly on the wall. I mentioned that earlier. 2 years like a fly on the wall. And for those 2 years, out of those 2 years, a year and a half of that time, Clef was back. And so Clef was in the studio for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So my first experience in a real studio, bro, I'm a fly on the wall with all the Clef sessions. I'm in there, bro. I was in there when he was running for president. Bro, like a lot of history. You know, Jim Jones be walking in, Slow Bucks in the early days, you know, DJ Who Kid. I remember Cassius. I remember like smoking bong with Cassius and his producer. And Cassius was signed to Shady. So for me, it was like the Montana 300, like all these bro, like, and I could not believe what I was around. But what was dope was I like to learn, and I would study and I'd listen and I'd really pay attention to how the family made music. So I could rap, but it was much more about how to make a record.
Yeah, of course.
And I listened, and it took time. My first bunch of albums were not, you know, even what I can do now. But everything I am today, sonically, is because Wonder mentored my sound and shaped my sound.
Yeah, I get that.
That family shaped my sound.
Yeah.
It's Fugees. It's music. I think melodies like that. Yes, I can rap my ass off. Yeah. But when I think about it, that's what makes me not want to rap so much, is because like, but I can also, if I really you know what I mean?
Yeah, but creatively.
I can make a top 10, you know what I mean? That's how I think. Because they are that.
Yeah.
Proven.
Yeah, that I definitely noticed, like stepping in there.
It's crazy, bro. That time,
it's like first got, I don't know, it was surreal when I got in there.
It's not
shit. They making
records.
Waiting for the shit to come out. I'm like, oh shit! All right, this is going here. This here. Go ahead. It was different. It was completely different. But
records,
bro. It was so outside the box.
It was so outside the box, and every artist that came in and did a record got outside the box. Kazi got Rodeo.
Yeah.
Kazi got Rodeo and got Fetty. And Rodeo was a banger.
Yeah, Rodeo was certified.
To go, and then we could go right into Toronto, because do you remember that was when Rodeo?
Yeah, that was the anthem. That was the Toronto.
You know, because we're walking around
everywhere.
That goddamn horse, bro.
I don't know if that was there.
What? The horse? You don't think we actually saw it?
No, we saw it. There's no way everybody's gonna see the same thing.
We saw that thing, 100%. Our whole we didn't follow the horses. The horses followed us. So backstory, right? Backstory. Yeah. We're out in Toronto we were with it was with Bugs Baguettes and Reggie Mills.
No, but getting into Toronto.
Uh-huh.
And we're not going to reveal this, but we'll talk about this during the reunion show. So that was wild, crazy. And you got to remember, I think I had a blazer. I just happened to have a blazer. And they saw us before, because that's how they do it. Once you get past a certain point of the border, then you actually get there. And then the checkpoint. And one of the slickest motherfuckers.
One of the craziest moves in the history of moves, bro.
Genius.
Genius.
I kind of don't know what I would have did. I might have did that. Like, that was a good move, but I might not. To put whatever you had at the bottom of a bag of chips is phenomenal.
Genius.
But the chess play was not telling anybody till after we actually checked in. Because
I was pissed.
Bro, you kidding me?
I didn't even know he had
any. Trafficking. Are you kidding me?
But it was bud. That's like, just to make it clear.
That's the thing.
It was bud. We smoked weed.
But that's the thing. Outside of us all being American.
Bro.
I think people thought we were crossing like state lines. Like, bro, this is another country.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their jurisdiction.
Well, and that car, the border patrol car followed us for the last 10 minutes of the ride.
Yeah. So then, was it, bro? Like that whole thing just went crazy, because when I went in there, they were just questioning me because I had the military ID on my license whenever they're. So did all that, and I'm talking to them back and forth, them going through search. So once that was all over and we actually got there, I don't even know at what point it started getting crazy. I don't remember. I just remember there was a show. What was it, North by Northeast?
It was North by Northeast, but we didn't even perform. I think we didn't perform.
No.
We wound up getting it was a Reggie Mills put together a show, him and Bugs Baguettes, right? And we got there, and it was like we were going to wind up being on
linking with them, but
we linked with them.
Never performed.
No, we were with them for the night, but it was but yeah, right. They came. We wound up deciding to not perform and enjoy ourselves that night.
Yeah, we were there for 2 days.
2 days, and that night is the night we decided to really enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We wanted to enjoy ourselves, and we stayed up from midnight until 7 in the morning, walking the streets of Toronto, and had one of the greatest nights ever. Just literally being around each other and laughing our asses off, and
that was lit.
It was so dope. It was one of the more memorable nights. What?
That's what I'm telling you. I got a lot of shit.
Photos from that?
I think so.
No.
There's a street photo. We all got the bxxb. Yeah, we all got the hoodies on, and we're in Kensington, the square with all the graffiti and all the wild shit, and we're all in the middle of the street.
Wow, the car with all, remember the stuff was growing out of the car?
Yeah. Yeah, that was Kensington. That's where, like, I don't know, like they're Badlands. I don't know what it is, but all that shit is like,
wow.
All the houses had graffiti.
Yeah, because we were in Chinatown, and if you crossed the street, you were in Kensington.
Yeah.
That's crazy, and we looped, and we got to that park.
Yeah, we went everywhere but nowhere.
We wanted
literally
back.
Just like, I don't know.
And we were graffitiing. Weren't we graffitiing?
I don't know about that.
Well, there's graffiti everywhere.
Yeah, there was graffiti everywhere.
For the last 7 years, bro, going from that situation, diving in with Future Moguls and Miles, you know, various other business ventures, doing the studio in Nutley, you know, navigating so much and thinking I feel like I got to a point as an artist that I was at this level and I had to stay at this level and do it a certain way and be around what I was around. And I think one of the most refreshing things about starting to do something like this, especially after talking to Richie and now talking to you, is like, bro, that's not how I want to do it.
Yeah,
I want to do it with my people.
Yeah,
no, I'm serious. Like, I lost what I felt for a long time, bro. And that loss is like, yeah, man. And it was because of a lot of pride. You know, there's spite. There's various different feelings and emotions that I was going through, and knowing my worth. And you know, it was very difficult to go from the level of artist that I believed that I was, you know, and where we were trending in a direction where I think everybody around knew. If you knew, you knew. Like, I've had certain people that I'll never forget a conversation. I'll share with you a conversation that I had, and it was a moment. It was an awakening moment. It was before I we really got like a head of steam, but it was at a time that things were bubbling. And Busy, who is part of the Strad Camp, who manages Travis Scott. Now Travis Scott, Sheck West. I mean, like a lot of, pretty sure Sheck West, but Travis Scott is the big one. And I remember Busy pulling me off to the side. We were out at like a Dougie F video shoot. I think we were in EO, and we were just talking. And he pulled me off the side. He goes, "Yo, you got it." And I was like, you know, and I'm just me. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And he's like, no, bro, like you got it. He goes, what kind of, something along the lines like, what kind of imprint, like, what do you want to, like, what is your purpose? Like, what are you looking to accomplish? And I didn't know how to answer the question. Yeah. But he saw, and I'll never, for whatever reason, it's like it embedded in my brain because of how successful of a manager he is, and whatever he was trying to say to me, like to pull me off to the side and say something, it really, so my point is that there was this thing inside of me for so long that was like, I know my worth. I know people know my worth. I know people knew that I was a threat to, you know, if you wanted to be at a level, you knew that I was trending in this direction. So, and then you'd meet me, and I was such a friendly guy, you know, but for 7 years it became executive, and I'm going to show you, and and bro, I lost myself through it. Yeah. Really lost myself through it, bro. Yeah. Like who I am, I don't care.
It was night and day.
Yeah, man. It was really different, bro. Like I remember
stability, bro.
Huh?
It's stability.
Well, you know, the things I had to do were the things I had to do, and that's one side of it. What I'm talking about is like what made all of the time that we were what we were, what it was, and how it grew what it grew to, you know, locally especially, you know, and where it was going was. It was so raw and real, and we were learning through the process. It wasn't much overthinking. We had a lot of fun, bro. Like we just did it because we enjoyed it. We had fun. We loved being around each other. This was our crew. This was our people. You know, and
the energy was just so good.
It was so good, bro.
I mean, when it came to the crowds, because I saw it the other day. I was watching the footage when I was just flicking through shit. Documentary will be coming soon.
Yeah, we got to do it, bro. Well, do you have all that footage? I can't. You just told me you had all the footage.
Crazy. But now it was a show we did at Webster, whether it was downstairs or whatever the hell it was. I can't remember what track it was. The Me and You Got, but whatever. It was a feature,
Mm-hmm.
and I came on there, and the motherfuckers act like they knew me.
Mm.
I'm like, what are you doing right now? So I don't know. So I'm rocking, but I was like highly like surprised. And not even surprised. I don't even know what it was. Like, I guess more so shocked because of the way they were screaming.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, do they think this is like Black Thought on stage or something else? So I'm like, I'm gonna go with it.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
you look, you sound, you can.
Yeah, it's motherfucker. But it's that energy was just so crazy because
Special,
man. It was contagious.
It was
no
so
matter what,
contagious,
nobody cared. It's
bro.
like everybody felt what we were doing that they didn't even care what was going on.
We were
They just
such
wanted
a
to be
breath
part
of
it.
fresh
So it was
air,
dope.
bro. We were such a breath of fresh air. And you know what's crazy? We like respectfully fucked everybody's shows up.
Yeah.
Like we didn't go up on
Everybody
stage to do that. That was not never any intention, but like we got crowds so lit and there was such a good vibe. It was like.
But the records always stood out. It wasn't
Live though.
It wasn't like
live though.
performers.
No, but live.
Yeah.
The thing is that like I learned throughout my whole craft that my music, when I look back and listen to my music even now, like, you know, That Shit Cray and you know, the records, like they're good.
But live is crazy.
You felt it when we did it live. You felt it. We made people like, and my niche was not making music. I was good at it. I was okay at it. My niche was entertaining.
Yeah.
I knew how to entertain.
Yeah.
And to have Richie, who was an entertainer, and to have other people who, you know, and that was a cool thing. Like I didn't want you to do anything more than be you. I never wanted you to do it my way. I knew that my energy was always going to bring the best out of people, period. And that was one of the dopest things about it. And vice versa. Like,
yeah, it makes sense.
It just made a lot of sense, man.
It makes sense.
It's such a thing.
Everybody's feeding off each other differently.
It's such a thing. And I don't think there's crews. There's certain crews, but there's not many.
Yeah.
That were like that. No. And I don't even think it ever scratched the surface of what could have been, bro. I mean that. And it's one of those retrospect.
I really feel like we were just getting started.
We were just getting started. Richie said it to me when we were sitting here, you know, the other day, and he was like, man, if it wasn't for that one deal, it would have been the next one. And that hit me too. Because if I said no to that deal, the next one would have came in, and for all we know, it would have been the one. Yeah. And that whole thing, bro. That whole situation, and
yeah, eventually it would have stemmed out.
No, it would have worked.
That's why, yeah,
it would have worked. It was working. It worked to the point like nobody knows this. Universal wanted to sign. Yeah. You know, Jim Beans had me come down to Philly. Right, I remember we did a show out in PA. Yeah. There was it was a dancer, busy. Busy something. I feel bad, like I don't remember. Busy was his name. It might just be Busy. He was a dancer, and he was an A&R for Jim Beans, and he was in the back. And he found me afterwards because Jim Beans sent him out to look for talent, and he pulled me off the side. He called Jim. He goes, "I got the one." He's like, "I got him." And I drove down to PA. I was by myself. I drove down to PA. He had this gated community with all these, and he came out with like, "It's Britney, bitch." Like he was a pop. Right, Timbaland's right-hand producer, I believe, at the time or prior to that. But a lot of records under his belt, and he had his manager come in or someone of his people come in. They sat me down and they literally said, "We want to sign you. Yeah. Let's rock out." And I said no, out of loyalty for Wonder and for the camp. Straight up, I said I can't do it. They're like, "You have a decision to make. Like you could do this right now, and I promise you, like you're gonna wind up." You know, this is a great situation, but the campus, bro. Yeah. And I was like, I just can't do it. Yeah. And then I decided to do it.
Yeah.
And like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. But listen, man, I love you, bro.
Same.
From the bottom of my heart, bro. Like, I love you.
Yeah, we need to have this talk. It was dope.
Yeah, and I think this is like doing this is a rekindling of a friendship. Not to say we weren't friends and don't love each other, but like a rekindling of something more.
thing, so it's not that open air elephant in the room. Fucking
No, you're somebody I fucking care about, bro.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you know, there were certain people who cared about me a certain way that like believed in the thing that I was creating for a long time, and I just kind of let people come into it because I thought what it was, and I had no intention of anything more than striving to try to be something, and it became so much more than myself, and I miss it.
Yeah.
And there's certain people who hold weight, and I haven't been able to talk about it or speak on it for years, bro.
Yeah. No, I get you. When you get wrapped up in your own life.